Cindy is scared of her husband Karl, convinced the terrible tragedies in his life are not accidents. Now she's talking to the cops, telling them she believes he even had a hand in killing his own son.
It just seemed like too many things happened to Karl, and he was involved in some way.
Fearing for her own safety, Cindy tells our Andrea Isom she took her young son Alex and left the home she shared with Karl.
I had just been so tired of being terrified all the time that I decided to take Alex and just go and hide out.
But Karl wants to patch things up, and Cindy comes up with a plan to get to the truth.
I told him that I could only get back together with him if I felt he had been telling me the whole truth. But if he wasn't going to confess to me, then we had no chance of getting back together.
She agrees to meet Karl at a restaurant for lunch. She's wearing a homemade wire to get everything on tape.
It was a little voice recorder, so I just stuck it in my bra.
And what she says she hears stuns her beyond belief.
He told me that he pushed the truck. I asked him if it was hard to push. He said no. He gave me a demonstration of what it was like. He said then he saw the opportunity and took advantage of it.
An astonished Cindy rushes the recording to police, but they don't hear the same thing. In fact, they hear nothing but noise.
The recording didn't come out. You couldn't make out anything.
And now cops find themselves at a crucial turning point in this growing investigation, and they need Cindy to go way out on a limb once again.
It was dangerous. She agreed to meet him under controlled circumstances, wearing a wire and seeing if we could recreate that conversation and get it documented where he talks about Levi's death.
Cindy meets Karl one last time at Abigail's restaurant. This time she says he's leery, but she keeps it together.
He was suspicious that he was being taped, and I did offer for him to look through my purse. He declined, and I think that was enough to maybe make him feel a little more trusting. I asked you if you pushed the truck, and you said yes.
I didn't push the truck, I said, no, but I said I took advantage of the situation once it happened.
Karl, you told me that you didn't set it up that way, but when you were in there, you saw the opportunity.
No, after it had happened, then I panicked and saw the opportunity.
He saw the opportunity? It's a shocking admission, one that takes even police by surprise.
When he said he saw the truck on top of the jack with Levi, he saw that as an opportunity. This is a parent talking about their child, referring to their death as an opportunity. There's no way you can spin that to be anything other than cold-hearted, no empathy. He obviously didn't feel bad about that death at all.
Now, police do a full-scale investigation into Karlsen's alleged episodes of bad luck, and the results are jaw-dropping.
Levi had actually, through work, signed up to do a life insurance policy, and he made Karl beneficiary because he didn't trust his ex-wife to handle any money for the girls, and that made sense to me.
That's right. The seemingly accidental death of the child he once saved from a fire put $700,000 in Karlsen's pocket.
The medical examiner signed off on it. There was no autopsy, and the case really is closed at that point as an accidental death.
But it's about to be reopened, and cops also take another look at the fire that killed Karlsen's first wife in California. That tragic death was ruled an accident too. Suddenly a terrifying pattern emerges. Cops find out Karlsen also took out a $200,000 insurance policy on her life.
This is a man who's working at maybe minimum wage at best. He's not making a lot of money, and it's taken out within a couple of weeks of the death.
And now she's trapped in a burning house with no way out.
The victim dies in a bathroom with a window boarded up and a kerosene spill in the area in front of the door.
A window Karlsen told investigators he boarded up months before the fire. Not so, say police.
We know from witnesses that it happened probably that morning, if not the day before.
And it seems to police that Karlsen's bad luck is always followed up with a check from an insurance company. He received $700,000 when his son died, $200,000 when his first wife was killed in the fire, $115,000 collected on the barn fire that killed his horses, and $10,000 from that new car that blew up, for a grand total of more than $1 million. Cops now know one thing. They want to talk to Karl Karlsen ASAP.
What killed him?
The truck.
As it turns out, Karl loves to talk.
How'd the truck kill him?
It landed on him.
But that story changes as cops slowly grind him down after hours of interrogation.
I could not kill him. Or take his life, do whatever. I couldn't. I love that kid with every part.
There's no way that if that's true, there's no way that if you love him that much, that you walk out of there and let him lay there for 4.5 hours.
I know I walked away from him.
Yeah, after you pushed the truck. Yeah, you did.
I opened the truck door because I had to get inside to move the linkage for the truck. And when I did, it tipped and it just fell over.
So the truck fell on your son, and instead of jacking it back up, you ran.
It didn't register. It just blanked. So I just got the hell out of there like a kid that threw a window through a glass or something and didn't want to get caught.
But cops believe Karl did want to get paid. Remember, he's the sole beneficiary of his son's $700,000 life insurance policy.
Had nothing to do with insurance policy.
Nothing. I never even thought of it at that time. I just thought, oh,
Do you think that I believe that? Not only do you run, you don't run and go into panic. You get in your car calmly and say to your wife, hey, hon, are you ready to go to the funeral?
I say, so the brutal truth, were my words to him, is that you caused the truck to fall on him and you left him dying on the floor. And he says, yeah, that's what happened.
The bombshell confession leads to murder charges.
We're at the stage where this is depraved indifference murder in New York, which is the same as intentional murder.
And now on the eve of his murder trial for killing his son, another shocker. Karlsen is the one who calls the cops.
Well, I run up there not even having any idea what this is going to be about, and he's decided he's going to plead guilty to the murder in the second degree.
And to make that plea official, he has to answer a few questions.
Did you know that when you enticed him underneath this truck, you were putting his life at risk? Yes. Did you cause the truck to fall on him? Yes. Did you leave while he was still alive, knowing it would result in his death? Yes, and he's talking like it's the weather.
Guilty for murder in the second degree. Karlsen is sentenced to 15 years to life behind bars.
He's dead to me. I don't think there's anything that I could say to him that would make him feel guilty or remorseful. He does not have those feelings.
But Karl's real bad luck is just beginning. Now the state of California makes its move, charging him in the murder of Christina in that fatal fire.
I don't think he has any empathy in him at all. He's a scary individual.
Karlsen has pleaded not guilty to that charge, but believe it or not, there are more shocking revelations. Second wife Cindy says Karlsen may have been stopped in the nick of time. It turns out he had also taken out life insurance policies on Levi's kids, $350,000 apiece on his own grandchildren without the knowledge of their mother.
We know that he had a rather large life insurance policy on both of those. It was over $350,000 on each child.
To Cindy, it's like something straight out of a horror movie.
At the time that him and I had separated, was adamant that he was going to get my granddaughters for visits. This terrified me because I knew that he was thinking of a way to set up an accident for them to collect on the insurance money.
A couple days before Christmas, Levi's widow brought the two grandchildren here to our office, and she said, I wanted my daughters to meet the officers that saved their lives. So I'll always remember that.
And Cindy has great cause for relief for herself. That's because, you guessed it, Karlsen was also poised to reap a big reward if anything happened to her.
He stood to make a lot of money if she died. It was over $1 million.
Prosecutors say he covered his victims with insurance. And now Cindy hopes those charges will ensure that Karlsen stays locked up for good.
I don't think there is a word or a title that exists. You know, evil, diabolical. They're just not strong enough words to describe it. He's not human.